Alright, we're back with Cabin Organic, and we thought we would give you a real-time demonstration of just how easy it is to roast your coffee. So I've got everything set up outside. It does get a little bit smoky, so it's really nice to do it outside. I've got my popcorn maker ready. I've got my green beans. I've got a colander here. Usually it's just chaff that flies out, but it's nice if a few beans fly out just to be able to catch them and throw them back in. And this colander is just waiting for when the coffee is done. We can just quickly pour that into that colander. Alright, so simple. Now I use half a cup. This is quite a large popcorn maker. This is our second popcorn maker. We used our other one until it finally died. This one we bought at Value Village, a thrift store, for $6.99. So whenever we go to the thrift stores now, or we pass a garage sale, you can bet we stop and see if anybody's got hot air popcorn makers for sale, because roasting coffee this way really does take a toll on the machine. But over time, right, we used our first popcorn maker for probably a year and a half. And that's roasting coffee once a week for a year and a half, going on 2 years. So keep your eye out for secondhand machines, and if you have a smaller machine, you'll probably put in less beans. What you're looking for is the volume of beans that will circulate freely round and round in your machine. So you don't want it going so fast that they fly out, and you don't want it so packed in there that they can barely move, because that is probably a fire hazard. Alright, I'm going to turn this on and you'll see how quickly it takes. I don't know if you can see the beans in here. It's kind of a hot sunny day. I never put the lid on the butter dish because I want the heat to escape. And it just ends up melting the butter dish, so it's fine. It's hard to get close in there because it's hot, right? So you see chaff flying out. This is another good reason why it's nice to do it outside. I'll just back up a little bit here. The chaff flies out and makes a bit of a mess. If you do it outside, you just got to sweep it up when you're done, or let the wind blow it away. After about a minute, it'll start cracking. And you'll see there's some smoke coming out. That is absolutely normal. Some beans smoke more than others. I like to use Costa Rica blend or a Sumatra blend. I find those don't smoke as much. The beans are going round and round. You really got to keep an eye on it. Every time you roast it, it's a different time. Today is a hot day, so it'll probably take a whole minute less. When we roast coffee out here in the winter, it'll take a whole 3 minutes longer. It usually takes around 5 minutes. Usually our little boy, Chayton, roasts the coffee, but he's in the backyard with Grandpa. They're working on a tractor today, so he loves tractors. So the beans are starting to turn a little bit brown, but they're still really light. I don't want to melt my camera. give you a close shot when they're closer to being done. You do need to babysit this every second, because once the beans start getting dark, then it's really quick. And as I mentioned in the last video, take the beans out even when they're a tiny bit lighter than what you would like, because they're still going to be roasting as you pour them into your colander to cool. It'll take a whole minute or more for them to stop cooking. Have a look there. Starting to get darker. And they smell really good. They're starting to smell like they're cooking, which is a good thing. So they're really light right now. And you hear that cracking. That's just the coffee beans cracking. There's usually 2 stages of cracking. And that's normal and part of the process. And the beans are still kind of light. Smells really nice. Green color. Just compare that to the lovely brown. It's really easy to overdo them, to over roast them, and then they're just burnt. So you really got to keep an eye. Get them out of there when they're your desired roast. Once again, you can see there's smoke coming out. That's perfectly normal. So don't roast. If you're roasting it in the house, it will set off your smoke detector. Unless you're under a really strong kitchen fan. We're getting close. It's kind of hard to see. It's quite smoky and black in there. Out, so I'll just put you down because I want to keep this in real time. To blow off the chaff. It gets pretty oily in the popcorn maker, so you're going to want to wipe it out in between popping. We usually pop 2 batches, one right after the other, but I'm going to let this popcorn machine cool right down before I start the second batch. And here you can see the beans. It's kind of a medium roast. And they're going to cool. Let them cool right down till they come to room temperature, and then you're going to put them in a jar and seal them for 24 hours. And after 24 hours, you can grind them up and drink the coffee within 1 week of grinding. And that's it. You have your roasted coffee.
And my apologies, as I had said earlier in the video that it only takes 5 minutes to roast coffee. As you can see by this video, it took well over 10 minutes. But that's still not a very long time for being able to roast your own coffee and drink freshly roasted coffee every single morning of your life. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. We have a previous video, I'll put a link in the description below, and it was also on roasting coffee, but it didn't have a demonstration from start to finish. So I thought this might be helpful, as I found this type of video helpful when I was just learning how to roast coffee. Please subscribe for more videos by Cabin Organic.